Hello, Barrett. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. Me up on the roof, gaining access through that main sewer stack right there. Uh, your vent pipe here, just to kind of follow up on what we kind of briefly talked about earlier today. Um, I would pull open that access panel. It's the screws are square drive, number two square drive. I didn't have a bit for that to be able to open it, so that was one of the reasons why I went up on the roof. But just as easy to not have to mess with an older inlet. That's probably main floor. The white is most likely some sort of detergent, cleaning fluid, cleaning detergent. There's the inlet. That's probably a bathroom right there. Could be the clean out as well. Um, but back to the main sewer stack, you would just open that panel up, take a look at it, and then see if the cap is accessible. In a situation, if you have a problem with the pipe, you want relatively easy access. You don't want to have to meddle around with something. If it is frozen on there, um, you know, um, it's relatively easy to cut out and put on a replacement cap. It might not be something that you want to DIY, but definitely something you might want to do. Um, here's the issue with a pipe that hasn't been accessed in a really long time. There's this kind of black tar-like substance that tends to accumulate on the bottom of the pipe. Really hard. If you notice the color of the pipe. Now, you may have a little bit of a low spot here in this section of pipe. Um, Holding a little bit of water, obviously holding a little bit of junk, um, and definitely does a number on the quality of the picture that we're dealing with. So at this point, what I've done is I've gotten up. I'm going to climb down off of the roof, turn on some water in the house. I'm not running any water right now, so wanted to get a little bit of water flowing so I can literally wash off my camera head. It'll take a couple of attempts just because there is a fairly decent amount of buildup at the bottom of the pipe. The cast iron pipe it corrodes on the interior side, right? So it gets bumpy, it gets very coarse, and it tends to catch things. Food products, obviously waste products, things like that. Um, so what'll end up happening is you'll start accumulating that material at the bottom of the pipe. It's not as bad as a lot of pipes that I see, but it's bad enough where it's creating a little bit of problem. The other thing is scaling on the pipe. You want to basically clean that out periodically. So in my written report, obviously read through that, but my recommendation is going to be to, at some point between your move-in date and probably 18 to 24 months out, you might want to just have the pipe cleaned. That'll get rid of obviously the gunk at the bottom of the pipe as well as the scaling. So it'll take me a moment to get back up here. We'll get rolling here in a second. There we go. So I'm just pulling back a little bit, trying to find the water flow. It'll take a couple of minutes or a minute for the water to catch up. It's starting to come here. It'll take me a couple turns to try to clean off the head. Um, Flushing out, I'm running a fair amount of water through here, so flushing out some of this gunk and junk, there we go, it's a little better. Uh, it'll be clearer also on the return trip. I keep the camera head rolling as I'm pulling back. But typical cast iron sections, all the connections look good. I don't see any circumferential cracks or anything like that. No chipping, no damage, obviously no failed sections either. So the back and forth is again just me just trying to clear things off. The other big positive is with that higher volume of water that I'm running through the pipe, if there were any issues, if there were any damaged sections or really low spots, you would see it. Your functional flow through the pipe is really pretty good. Again, other than just some buildup there at the bottom of the pipe, um, everything's rolling along here fairly well. Again, the big positive that we talked about today was that, in a tree-lined street like you're on, here's that city connection. It's nice that you're cast iron all the way through. 114 feet out, give or take. I mean, that's not an exact number, but roughly 114 feet out to the city connection. Everything looked good, other than just really some deferred maintenance by the current owners that haven't kept up with the pipe. Again, look into getting it cleaned. Just regular cutter heads, cabling would be the way to go. You don't need to do anything fancier than that, would be my recommendation. Um, and then after that, you're probably good for another 5 to 8 years or so, without having to mess with it or do anything. Um, Please read through the written report, and as always, reach out to me with any questions or if I can be of service.